So, as part of my research, I will be conducting an interview with Hannah Sam. So, Hannah Sam, could you give us a brief introduction of yourself?
Hi, I'm Hannah Sam Thomas, and I'm a huge basketball fan, but I'm pursuing my master's in psychology. I used to play basketball during my school days, and I did continue it for a while towards my undergrad for the first couple of years, and then unfortunately I had to let go of it. But I think I am the most biggest fan of basketball. That's about it.
Perfect, perfect. So, I just have a few questions to ask you. So, if that's okay with you.
Yes, it's completely fine.
So, as a basketball fan, how often do you engage with teams, players through social media? How do you keep up with the trends?
So I think the main and the biggest place is social media. I engage on it mostly daily. I like to follow all my favorite teams and, all my team members and the players and what they do on TikTok. And I usually like watching the behind the scenes the most because I just find how they get ready for each match and everything as such. I love watching their highlights and, the content right after the games and everything as such. So I think that is the main way that I engage with teams.
I mean, like with the help of social media right now, it's really not a much difficult task to watch a game that you missed out on. It's literally on your fingertips. If you missed out on something, you can just go to your Instagram
Definitely.
page or your TikTok page and you can see what's happening in that game live at that time. And also, I would like to
Exactly.
ask you, in your opinion, how has social media
Mhm.
changed the way basketball organizations connect with their fans like yourself?
Um, I think it has made a connection much more personal. Instead of just watching the games, I get to see their personalities of players during their routines and their training and even their lives off the court. Like it's always very interesting to see how their life is other than just the basketball, how they are leading a life along with playing basketball and playing for each of the matches. And it just makes me feel more closer and connected to the members of the team.
Perfect, perfect. And also, do you feel that social media influences your decisions to buy tickets, merchandise, or subscriptions related to your basketball games that's happening? Do you think social media would influence you in that?
Definitely. It's like, I think many people, when they scroll through Instagram and everything, they might see like a KFC ad or like a McDonald's ad, and you just start getting hungry. For me, it is definitely promotions of limited edition merchandises on Instagram. It grabs my attention. It's just like I want to get it as soon as possible. Also, seeing a fan experiences posted online motivates me, the game myself completely.
And what type of basketball content do you follow mostly on social media? Is it like behind the scenes or is it like the pep talks that they give to the players? What kind of basketball related media?
Personally, I kind of like the behind the scenes. It's just way more fun to watch the behind the scenes because they're just completely off character at that point of time. It's their own personality that comes up. So it is very fun to watch that. They make sports more entertaining and they give me looks at things that I wouldn't see on TV also. So then I think behind the scenes and highlight reels is something that I really love.
And do you think that social media makes basketball more accessible to women and younger audiences, like the kids, the smaller kids, the younger kids that are coming up? Do you think that social media would help them in making basketball more accessible?
Definitely. I can completely assure you on that because growing up, I knew in school, it wasn't as popular for the female section to play basketball in the court or have matches as such. But then as we grew time, many of the social media posts or like the newspapers and everything had kept on showing like women basketball players. So then I think it did influence us as kids also. And growing up also, we had a very big change in, playing basketball. It did break down all the barriers, and women and young fans do not need to wait for official broadcasters. They can instantly access content, follow women's basketball leagues, and engage with communities that share the same passion.
Perfect. And we all know that right now with Instagram and stuff, we know how many followings that not particularly followings, but how many people follow them on a particular social media platform. So, do you think that, and in the basketball league, there are multiple teams with millions and millions of followers. So, have you ever followed or supported a basketball organization more because of its strong presence on social media?
Um, I hope it's okay to say this, but yes, I did start following the WNBA more closely because their social media content is so creative and just engaging. It made me appreciate the league and its players way more than I used to do it. So then, yeah, the WNBA.
Perfect. And like as we all know, like with social media, new and upcoming teams or organizations that are coming into the field, social media is basically a cheat code for them to get their name out there. So in your view, so in your perspective, how important is social media in expanding the global reach of a basketball beyond traditional TV coverage?
I think it's extremely important, especially in this era right now where social media is hyping up every single thing. I think social media is very important. It allows all the fans worldwide to follow NBA or any other leagues without relying on local TV rights. A clip can even go very viral and introduce the sport to people who will not must have not even watched any of the full games. I think that is something that catches attention, that would promote people to watch more basketball games. That's
I
what I
completely
think.
agree. I completely agree because if there's some kid like who's on Instagram who has his phone with him and he does not know anything about basketball, like he has no clue about it, but out
Mhm.
of nowhere, if he gets a reel from a basketball, a highlight from basketball game that had happened, that might influence him to take on that sport. He might even think
Definitely.
like, yes, okay, I can do
Yes,
this. If I try, I can do this, which
exactly.
would create that interest for him. That's a very good point. And
Yeah,
also, like moving on, like this is the last one. So,
yeah.
do you think that basketball organizations are using social media effectively to maximize profits? If not, what could they do better? Because footballing like organizations, like if you take FIFA, if you take the clubs, all of them heavily like depend on social media to get their brand out there. Let it be for their merchandise, let it be for their sales, their ticketing, everything. So in NBA or WNBA or any of the basketball organizations, do you think that they are using social media effectively to maximize their profits?
I think there's always room for improvement for any case. So, as far as I know, they're doing quite well, but they can, of course, do way more better than they are doing right now by engaging with fans directly. Of course, that's something that I would love to do, and I'm waiting for it. For example, like, exclusive content for the followers, that also something that I'm waiting for. Contests or even virtual meetups like meet and greets with the players, and some behind the scenes, like where you take on a virtual tour with the people around. I think that is something that can get you more followers and maximize the profits. That's it.
Perfect, perfect, perfectly well said. So, Hannah-san, thank you so much. That's it. That's it for the interview. I won't be taking much of your time.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having me. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.